guys. I believe it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but never mind exactly what time it is. As you can see, give me a sec. I'm just trying to kick off my slippers. I have 2 bunnies here. It was quite a hectic day. I was supposed to be off at 9 o'clock in the morning and meet with the seller at 12:15, but I ended up being asked to stay a full day, so I got off at 1:30. So I asked my boss, my department manager, if it was okay for me to leave the bunnies in this box, because the lady was bringing in a cat carrier, in the supervisor's room, and he said no problem. So I let the lady know, yep, no problem, bring them over, because she can't take them over the States. I just found out why, too, because I was talking to someone at a bus stop. But anyway, then when the lady actually shows up, and he told me to just double check with the boss, so the manager of the store. And my manager said, no, what's next? People are going to ask to leave their sheeps and their goats in my office. And so I'm like, oh, crap. So the lady obviously cannot just leave them, at customer service or something. So I came up with the ingenious idea, because I shop at Bosley's a lot for my corncob bedding. So I said, maybe can you take them there and ask them if they'll hold them for an hour? I know they do cat adoptions for SPCA. So I said maybe they'll hang on to it for an hour. It's not a long time, 12:15, 1:30. So she did, and I gave her the money. And, of course, I had no way of knowing, because I've never met her before, right? I had no way of knowing if she would give me my bunnies or not. I'd just take the money and the bunnies, right? But obviously she didn't. She left the bunnies at the Bosley's, and Bosley's originally said no, apparently, but the manager of the place said yes. So the employee said no, because they didn't know if they were insured in case like a dog came in and chased the bunny and killed it or something. But anyway, I was at the bus stop with the bunnies, and I told the guy about it, and he's like, oh, you must love animals. And I said, yeah, I've got lots of hamsters. In fact, I'm going tomorrow to the States to get some more hamsters. He's like, oh, you can't bring them up. I said, why not? And he's like, well, just the same reason you can't bring the bunnies to the border. I said, why? And he's like, well, you have to get some sort of health certificate, apparently. And he was telling me how it's like $250 if I get caught with something like this, or even something like this. No matter the price of the animal, apparently wherever you're coming from, you need a certificate before you can cross over the border. So if I bought 2 robos in the States, I should have gotten a vet certificate saying that they're not carrying any disease before I actually brought them into Canada. I didn't know this. I carried the robos on my lap, just like a box of donuts. It was in a Petco box. It clearly says Petco. I mean, I didn't, hide it from him. I had it on my lap because I wasn't sure if I put it on the back seat, he might think I was trying to smuggle it through. But I wasn't sure if he would say yes, so I didn't say anything. My mom was worried that, because we had gone over the budget, I think, a little bit, and she was worried that they would tax the whole car, the items. So I didn't say anything, and I said, look, we won't say anything, but if he asks us, I'll tell him. Apparently, the guy asked me if we were bringing any live animals, guns, or whatever, and I said no, because I didn't hear the animal part. And then when we passed through the border, my mom's like, he asked you if you had animals, and you said no. I'm like, I didn't hear him say that. I heard him say if I had guns, and I said, no, we don't. So anyway, so tomorrow I was going to go get some more robos. I'm going to ask on the way there if it's true. But the guy that was telling me this, he says he has a friend that works at the border services, and he's pretty sure that you can't bring animals over, live ones, I think, unless they've been certified as healthy. So that's good to know, because if it's $250, that hamster is very expensive if I get fined. And I possibly may not even get the hamster in the end. So anyway, back to what we really were going to talk about. So yeah, it's been a really hectic day though, because I was almost at a point where I had nowhere to put these bunnies. Either that or I call it early shift. But I wanted to stay the whole day. I want the money. I'm going to the States tomorrow, right? So I wanted the bunnies so bad, and I also wanted to stay. So I'm so glad. Thank you, Bosley's, for taking them for an hour and 15 minutes. So they made the difference between me getting the bunnies and not getting the bunnies. And the problem is the lady couldn't take them to the States. So she would have been stuck up in Canada for another hour and a half because of me. So thanks to Bosley's, I was able to bring home these two bunnies. And these are apparently, I don't understand because I was looking up online. These are lion head lops. I was looking online, and lion head lops are actually, it sounds bad, but they're mutts. They're mixed breeds. Now, the lady said these things are purebreds. They're purebred lion lops. So I'm assuming what she means by that is the lion head was a purebred and the lop bunny was a purebred, and the two combined is why she's calling it a purebred. Because when you Google lion head lops, the lion lops are not purebreds. There's no such thing. So I guess that's what the lady means. But they looked really, really, according to the photo on Kijiji, they looked really raggedy. I guess because they hadn't been combed or something. But they're really soft, and they look really pretty in person. So anyway, I'm gonna put them in the cage. But before I do, this one, you know this one here. Hold on. I think so. Yeah. This one. This one, because of the lightness here, this one is Huckleberry. And this one, oh gosh, I can't remember your name. This one is Cinder. That's her name. And that one is Huckleberry. I may or may not rename them. Cinder, I don't know if I like that name. But I like Huckleberry. I thought that sounded really, really cute. So anyway, there's my bunnies, and I'm going to put them in the cage.